You're listening to the world's #1 improvised podcast, if we don't count the others. This is the Be Right Back Show, and here's your host, David Vader. Hello and welcome to the Be Right Back Show. My name is David Vader. Doggone it. Speaking of doggone, our guest today is a preeminent pet sitter in Melbourne. She's the best pet sitter in Melbourne. She's also part of the house team here at the Improv Pit. Do shows every Thursday and they're free. And then sometimes we've got Friday shows. Anyway, enough about the shows. Please welcome Emily Kate.
Hi, nice to be here.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
Good.
That's good.
I didn't even mention in the intro, but you're also a avid op shopper.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was
like a
just at one
full-time
before
job
I
for
came here. Yeah. Finding stuff and selling stuff and putting it in piles and keeping it.
Yeah, it's just about the bargains for you.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the best find at an op shop you've ever had?
Well, I like the ones that I can sell. Finding like books sometimes that are rare and stuff like that. I've sold them for a couple $100. So, yeah.
Couple $100?
Yes, yeah. Sometimes rare out-of-print books on esoteric stuff does very well. Yeah, people like the kind of, witchy stuff, any kind of hermeticism, lots of, esoteric texts do very well.
Come to think of it, I think I paid $100 for this book one time because I couldn't find it anywhere. It's called Encounter. It was a story of this Victorian woman's alien abduction.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't find it anywhere. I ended up just paying $100 for it.
Yeah. Was it any good?
Yeah, it was great.
Cool.
Yeah, terrific book. Anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole because I'm excited to talk to you about improv.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing improv for?
With the Improv Pit, probably about 3 years.
And before that, you did it too?
Yeah, I did a course about 10 years ago. And then, I guess other things came in my life and that was on a back seat. But yeah, I just wanted to get into it again and I saw on Facebook that classes were running, so I decided to come on.
Do you remember like that first class, that first lesson?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was above a gaming shop, above it's like a board game bar.
Yeah,
I do remember it. Yeah. Boardies, on Smith Street. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Do you remember what that first lesson was? Like what the first thing that kind of sunk in was?
I honestly don't even remember. Like it's all a blur now. Now my entire life is improv.
Yeah.
It's just all one big blur. What do you remember?
It's slow, right? I remember that first lesson being don't try to be funny.
Yeah.
Because I came in with ego thinking, I'm going to say some smart shit.
Yeah.
And then Damo just drilled into me very early on, like, if you try and be funny, it has the opposite effect.
Yeah. And it's
try hard.
Yeah. I mean, you do realize that pretty quickly because it's not about jokes. It's about situation and leaning into just what develops between two players exploring a subject.
That's right. It's like discovery. It's like finding the thing together.
Yeah.
And you just follow the improv rules, I guess.
Yeah. Or I guess, guidelines, structure, supports, that kind of thing. Not really rules.
Yeah. Like for people who don't do improv, sometimes they'll come to a show and they'll think it's magic, you know. Oh my God, how did you stitch it all together? And I try and say to them at that point, shut up.
Yeah.
Just follow the rules in improv and the magic appears.
Yeah, it does because just humanity is hilarious.
Yeah.
We're whack jobs. And it'll develop. If you just relax into it, you will create something bonkers.
Bonkers.
Yeah.
The bonkers comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of the
ether. Out of the universal unconscious. Yeah.
What's something you like got at an op shop and you cannot sell? It was just too good.
Oh, that's a really good question. When I come back, I'll let you know. I'm also a pet sitter, and this is somebody calling about a Lhasa Apso in Toorak. So there's actually two of them. So I'll be right back. I've got to take it.
Guys, this happened again. This seems to happen every single week. I put some effort into bringing one of our beautiful improviser guests on, and unfortunately they have to take a call or they do something else. She's going to organise a pet sit in Toorak. I don't even know what that is. I do know what pet sitting is, and I do know what Toorak is. But my point is that I'm astounded that I'm going to have to riff-raff again for the next few minutes. I'm going to see if I can get a special guest. Excuse me, ma'am, would you mind coming across and filling some time? We're doing a live show at the moment where we interview people. Would you mind coming and having a seat?
Sure.
What was your name there?
My name is Michelle.
Michelle. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Michelle. I'm right here.
Hi.
Hi,
Nice to meet
I'm
you.
David. We're doing this show. We're going out live. It's called the Be Right Back Show. And you're just testing the walls, are you? Making sure the table's solid?
It's all about proportion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, though?
Well, sometimes the sizes of things change in relation to one's own proportions, and one's own proportions change in relation to the space around. You see,
Michelle, that's very profound. I went to a science museum once, and they have one of those rooms that looks the same size on the camera, but when you walk, you get huge.
this is
It's like a
exactly
perspective shift.
this is exactly the experiment that I was a part of in my early adulthood.
So what? Wow.
That's actually a brilliant metaphor for what happened,
What happened to you, Michelle?
process I went through.
Was that in Melbourne? What happened? Tell us what happened.
I'd rather not get into specifics of location, and they're not important, but they could possibly be dangerous
Okay.
to some still living people.
Wow. So there's some. So this sounds like this sounds like a crazy conspiracy.
Crazy?
So I mean like a outlandish conspiracy.
Certainly unusual, and I'll concede difficult to believe. The circumstances,
Well, we have an audience here, Michelle. Why don't you share with the world what's going on? Maybe we can help you break the case.
all right. Look, through various family channels and various intrafamilial connections, I was put forward as a test subject for a very important, very secret military experiment.
Did they give
Based-
you telepathy powers?
No. The powers were of shape-shifting.
Oh my lord! So you're able to become a different shape.
Well, actually, that was the initial intention of the experiment. But as it went on, it became apparent that the parameters were simply too broad. And so it simply became a matter of getting bigger and getting smaller.
So you can just get bigger and smaller.
I can physically change, not in any other aspect other than to get 40% smaller or 10% bigger.
Well, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that existed in science, but of course it's a secret military operation.
Yes.
You know what? My first thought when I saw you walk in the room, Michelle, was she's just the right size.
Well, thank you. I guess that was part of the reason why I was selected. Pretty much perfectly average. And so they had been hoping that I would be able to be nanofied. And so that didn't happen. It's far too little.
Yeah.
It's too little.
Nanofied.
Nanofied. The idea was, I mean, I'm sure you can understand the military applications. If someone is a lot smaller, they require so much less in terms of resources. Food, shelter is taken care of. A lot of the things that we would need, we can simply be furnished from the inside of a sewing box or the odd useful drawer.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you actually, when you get smaller, you actually need less. You need to consume less.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that food-wise as well?
Yeah, absolutely. The digestive system, of course, shrinks in proportion. So you've got, instead of having to have an entire meal, you can have a sesame seed. I never ate an entire sesame seed.
Wait,
I'm not that greedy, but
No, but you're only getting 40% smaller though.
yeah, well, that's the point.
Well,
I mean,
sesame seed's a pretty small meal for a person that's
Yeah.
half your size.
well, that's the thing. I mean, 40% smaller, it's really not very useful for military applications. You become proportionally weaker as well. And in addition to this, you're not small enough to be undetectable. You're still going to go off on radar. People are going to be seeing you.
Yeah.
All of this stuff. It's just you actually draw more attention.
Yeah, but I'm more curious about the non-military applications. Like when you go to a restaurant, you could just order one oyster and you could be done for a $5 meal.
Well, that's true. It's also useful for pushing your way through crowds as well.
Did you find you do that a lot?
Yeah, sure. You can get up to the bar, but you can get up to the bar, but you can't get up to the bar because you're tiny.
How long does it take to change shape?
Well, it depends. I mean, really, it depends how much energy they have to put into the beam that they beam into me. And
So it's a beam, so you can't do this at will.
they did develop a device that I could carry around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it didn't work very well, and I ended up losing it. I
Oh my
lost all my
God.
phones too. So
Well, you must be really glad that you lost it at the right size.
yeah, that was really fortunate. I mean, it would have been better if I could have been 10% taller because then, again, only 5'1" normally. So just to be 10% taller.
Yeah, but it's not just taller though. Everything's 10% bigger.
It's true. Everything's bigger. So you have to eat more. You have to have bigger bed. You have to have bigger clothes. All that sort of thing.
Would your brain, like your cognitive capacity, increase?
No,
No, that stays the same.
stayed the same.
So that's not correlated with brain size.
Well, no, because all of the cells get bigger as well. That's the other reason why it was semi-unstable. When the cells get bigger, the surface area to volume ratio changes, and that means hormonal problems. It means all kinds of things.
Yeah, I can
There's a lot of
imagine.
things you don't think about.
I guess, there's a lot of things that would go into it that I'm not thinking about. Because I'm just thinking about you becoming slightly bigger or like almost half the size and, having a kid's meal at a restaurant.
Yeah, or two. I mean, those things stay small. So yeah, I'd usually get two of them.
So
Macaroni.
yeah. How long ago was this? Did this experiment go down?
Well, this was when I was in my very early 20s and going through a period of, finding myself.
Yeah.
And they basically said, Michelle, you're doing nothing. You're sitting on the couch watching Oprah, watching her get big, watching her get small.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to do something that is gainful employment and helps our military?
So initially you thought it was just like weight loss, weight gain, but then they dropped on you that it was an actual laser changing your cell size.
To be honest, I didn't even think about it that far. I was just a little bored sitting on the couch and they offered me money.
Yeah.
And, military budgets being what they are, the sum was not insignificant.
Yes, it was a significant sum.
There was a significant sum. The sum always stayed the same, whether I got bigger or smaller.
That's interesting because, that lends to the idea, though, that if you get smaller, you can use less resources.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you spoken to them maybe about getting a backup laser so you can continue to change size, or have you fallen out with these people?
I have fallen out with them. As I said, the experiment was not actually, they didn't get the results that they intended. A lot of talented people, a lot of resources went into it, but ultimately the scheme was abandoned, given up.
Yeah, because really, if you can go, what did you say, nano sized?
Yeah, nano size. Now they're just building little robots.
Yeah, okay, robots.
Yeah. Yeah, they've given up on the whole idea of organic.
Are you sure? Maybe they've just gone underground like you, because I, as a normal person, haven't heard about this 40% reduction.
What, do you think that they just kicked me out of the experiment and kept going?
Well, I'm just saying it's possible. It's rare that military.
I put a lot of work into it. I was very good. I was highly commended. I was also voted Miss Congeniality at the military ball.
Michelle,
They liked me a lot.
I feel like I've offended you. I haven't intended to offend you. I'm just saying that sometimes these military operations, they carry on in secret. And I wonder if there's another person out there that is able to reduce their size by 50%.
Who could that be?
60%.
Surely we'd have heard about it by now. Nobody can keep their mouths shut. Nobody can stop from making a TikTok about this sort of thing.
Well, you kept your mouth shut until now.
That's true. But I don't have TikTok. I hate to think of someone else carrying on the work and not being a part of it.
Yeah, of course.
It's so hard.
I'm so sorry, Michelle. I didn't mean to spark something. I was just trying to raise a point. That
When I was 40% smaller and I had to walk home after work, it took 40% longer.
Of course, your legs and your step distance reduces.
Yeah. I couldn't bounce as much on the trampoline.
That's crazy. What were some advantages other than eating less? Of being 40% smaller?
Well, I was going to say something else eating related. It's fun. Well, popcorn eating is fun because the popcorn is, like...
It's like hand size.
Yeah, it's like much bigger, 40%. Yeah, it was cool to fit into some of my old dolls' clothes. Found a basket of those underneath the bed in one of the old spare bedrooms. That was fun, trying on like Cabbage Patch Kid clothes and stuff. They're kind of scratchy. A lot of Velcro. What else?
Have you ever heard this thing that when a child turns, I think it's 6, they're 50% of their adult height? That's it. You can lock it in. And it seems, when you look at a 6-year-old, it seems wrong, but then if you do the math, it's right.
Oh, okay. Well...
So you would have been about the height and dimensions of, say, a 7 or 8-year-old.
I think that's probably correct. Yeah, but the proportions of a 22-year-old and the intellect and the sass and,
And the maturity.
Yeah.
And the intellect, because of the cell size thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't really, as I said before, I didn't get any smarter. And in fact, sometimes I wonder, through my participation in this scheme, did I lose anything? The stress on my cells, have they shortened my telomeres? It's like when those...
That's a question I often ask myself.
Yeah.
How long are my telomeres?
What is this doing to my telomeres? So I don't know. Like, when the NASA people come back...
Yeah.
They check on their telomeres, and their telomeres are shorter.
For being in space.
Yes, was lengthening my telomeres in the process of lengthening me, expanding me, lengthening my telomeres, and then making them smaller again?
Well, there's an experimental Russian drug that lengthens telomeres. It's called epithalon.
Oh, wow. Huh.
You could look into that.
I think I will. As soon as we finish this podcast, I will look at that. I will download TikTok and I will look that up.
No, that's great. I mean, TikTok is a good source of information generally.
Yeah, and I hear it's all true.
Yes, mostly.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So, you got smaller, you got bigger, you've lost the device now. So when you want to change, do you have to go to a military place and sneak in and pay someone off to change your size?
I don't even know where the lab is now.
You can't even do it.
They packed it all up. So
you can't prove to me that this is genuine.
Look, I can't prove anything. All I can prove is that I know the story. I'm the only one who knows about it. No one else is going to be able to corroborate this story, but who would make it up?
Yeah, but maybe there's a whistleblower that comes out in a couple of years and says, hey, I was part of this experiment, and then you two can team up and we could have a full documentary about it called Disclosure, The Age of Disclosure.
That could be cool. Yeah, I mean, if anybody from Netflix is watching the show, look me up.
There's a lot of executives.
Get in touch.
Got Joel Edgerton coming up next week.
I'll tell you what I know. More than happy.
In the telemovie that no doubt comes out, who do you want to play you?
Probably Zooey Deschanel.
That seems a bit greedy.
What? Greedy?
Yeah.
We're about the same size.
It was like me.
About the same look?
It's like me saying I want Jason Momoa to play me.
Oh, yeah. That'd be so silly. I don't know. Just basically, there's a lot of white girls with brown hair and blue eyes who are about 5'2", who are actresses. I'm sure could do a competent job.
Yeah. Like
that girl. Her.
I'm failing to think of her name. The one that played Buffy. Yeah.
Oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
She's blonde. Oh. But she did have that kind of like military experience with playing
Cox.
Buffy. Oh yeah, Courtney Cox. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Either of those girlies. They could do it, I'm sure.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, your whole story, I believe it, but I'm just saying there's no proof. So do you have anything else that might convince someone to believe this?
You know what? I don't think I want to convince anyone.
No.
If you want to believe, you will. It's one of those things. If it's a disaster, I'm not going around telling everybody, it's a disaster, it's a disaster. I'm booking it out of there.
Yeah, you're just getting out.
So, if you don't believe me, that's completely fine. Your life won't change. Everything's rolling on anyway. Military experiments are happening as we speak that we can do nothing about, and we'll never hear anything about. We'll feel the effects and we won't even know that's what it was.
That's very profound.
Sorry to be a
Michelle.
downer.
No, I mean, it's perfect. It's,
Zooey Deschanel would never play it like this.
no, she
She'd
wouldn't.
be much more cheerful.
Yeah. I think she'd be a bit more optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, look, that's my life.
Outside of getting, previously having been able to get smaller and bigger, what are you doing now? Because you don't have that ability anymore. You got to pay for 6 oysters like the rest of us.
Yeah, well, I mean, just odd jobs here and there. I mean, honestly, after the heady days of military experiments and all of that and all of the attention and stuff, I am quite happy to take a back seat in terms of the kinds of jobs that I take. The last job I had was like at a mall, selling silicone rubber toe spreaders. They spread your toes out so you can relax.
So it's for relaxation? I thought it was like a foot shape thing.
Well, I mean, the shape of your foot is really, useful for it's very important. Shoes are just, squashing all our feet in. And so if we can spread our toes out, that activates more of the muscles on the sides of our thighs and glutes and all that sort of stuff. Like if you go like that and like press each of your fingers down into the table one by one, you'll feel that different muscles in your forearms and biceps become activated. And it's exactly similar with our feet as well. So it's another thing that, we don't know the importance of things.
Maybe if our shoes were 10% bigger and our feet were a little bit smaller, it would work out.
The thing is, we don't know. We're applying military technology, might, and resources to the wrong things. We could all have no knee problems. We could all have better glutes. We could all have more easeful movement into our latter years. And we're doing these experiments on making people 10% bigger or 40% smaller.
That's it. That's you genuinely think the military just stopped at that point?
Well, as I said, it's hard to know. On the one hand, a lot of my self-esteem was tied up in being the experimental girl who could get bigger and smaller.
Yeah.
I put a lot into it, as I said. And when that was all gone, I mean, it was a relief. It really was a relief at that time. I was sick of it, I was ready to go on with the rest of my life as a young woman, a still young woman at that time.
How do you know? Sometimes with like a volume knob, it'll have like notches where you can feel that it's sticking. I wonder, like, when you're getting bigger and smaller, how do you know you're back at the right size now? How do you know that you're not just 1% bigger or smaller than you were before?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I've been remarkably weight stable my entire life, and I've never really had, loose or tight waistbands. It's impossible to tell whether I would have gone up by 1% because the thing is,
your belt notch is the same.
Well, yeah, but a lot of this, temporarily, this coincided with the introduction of higher proportions of Lycra in materials such as denim, not just, and also the upsurgence of activewear as everyday wear. So I wouldn't know.
Is Lycra the same as elastane?
Yes, it's a proprietary term by DuPont, but it's the same thing.
Wow, it's been absolutely enlightening talking with you, Michelle.
Yeah, this was fun. I'm glad I happened upon this random podcast studio while I was just hanging out in the laneways.
I really appreciate that. I do see that Emily is making her way back in the door. I just wanted, before you head off, do you have any advice for the youth?
I don't know. I mean, maybe try and get involved in an experiment, a military experiment. If you're asked, if you're lucky enough to be asked, I would say do it. I'm going to have a lot of stories for like my grandchildren and stuff, the people in the old people's home.
That's wonderful. Thanks for stopping by, Michelle.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Well, there you have it, folks. Michelle was in a military experiment, which is absolutely, I'm not going to say crazy because she didn't like that term, but very abnormal. It's lovely to have a stranger come on the show and just and talk with us about these strange things. I can see Emily is making her way back. I hope you got the job with the Turak. It fell through.
Yeah, it's okay though. There's a borzoi in Hawkesburn, and I might go and look after instead. So that's
okay. Look, I warned you before we go live here. I didn't hold your time. We had someone else come in and fill the spot, unfortunately.
Oh.
We've only got about a minute left. If you wanted to tell people what's going on, I know we do free shows here every Thursday at the Improv Pit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Come to the Improv Pit and see the free shows on Thursdays, and sometimes we have jams as well if you want to get involved. It's really fun.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I wasn't able to do the interview. We'll just have to do another time, I guess.
Yeah, no worries. We haven't had any repeat guests, but maybe you'll be the first.
Sorry to disappoint. No, I'd love to come back.
No worries. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you.